Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Jalen Says. And today we are with Miss Princess Elmore. But before we get into this interview, I'd like to thank my wonderful sponsors. First off, you already know, On Time Sunwear. It's always on time. It's incredible sunwear, high quality sunwear. I've been flipping this one for a while, and the hinge is still strong. It's incredible. Look at this one. This matches with everything. I'm telling you. And this one makes you look sophisticated. It makes you look crazy smart, like you're some kind of scientist or something. You don't know. These will give you the right vibes at the right time. So please make sure to check out On Time Sunwear. Also, please check out the Mitchell's Academy of Music and Dance. They are incredible people, and they really know what they're teaching, and they really know what they're doing. And they had experience in this music industry for actually a long time. So if you have a passion for music, please call them, because I've been with the Mitchells for about a couple years now, and yeah, they treat you right. They are ready to pick up the phone, and they're just there. So make sure to check them out if you have a passion for music, because why not learn from the best? Also, we have tropical flavor. Now, when I tell you this flavor is tropical, it's juicy, it's savory, it's spicy, like whatever you want it to be, it's probably already that. It's probably already that and more. And let me tell you, when we first moved over here, we were like, man, there's nothing around here to eat, until we went to this restaurant. Opinions change. This place is incredible. And please, if you have any type of Caribbean taste buds in you, if you really want some of that authentic Caribbean flavor, please check out Tropical Flavor, because they got what you need. So please, hey, if you're in the area, check them out. Also, Air Sound Agency. If you are in the entertainment industry and you want to get somewhere, get an agent. And I'd really recommend this one. I've been with Airs for a while now, and they've got me so many auditions, and it's pretty incredible. So if you do want to really, get farther into the industry, please check them out, because they know what they're doing, and they are pretty good at doing it. All my sponsors are really good at doing what they're doing, especially Flame Entertainment. Now, Miss Flame Entertainment, she's already got me some interviews, and she wasn't even representing me. It's crazy. And she just has so many good people, so much good experiences in the industry. She's been in it for a while, so she knows the ins and outs, how to get through places, and how to do what you're supposed to do and do what you're not supposed, and also not do what you're not supposed to do in the industry. And she's just incredible. She's an incredible person to talk to. So if you are looking for a manager, hey, check her out. Flame Entertainment. She's incredible. Also, without further ado, without further pauses, without further anything like that, we have to do an introduction now. Miss Princess Elmore. She is an actress. She's a singer. She's a coach. She does it all. And if you guys do remember, I was really shouting out the Bosses and Bossettas award show. And guess who I met there? Miss Princess Elmore. So she's really been around the industry. Congratulations as well. But she's really just incredible. When I looked her up, she has a lot of stuff that she's been in. So hey, she has some experience. And to, introduce herself even further, here's Miss Princess Elmore. How are you doing today, ma'am?
Hello, Jalen. How are you? I'm so glad to be here. I'm doing amazing.
I'm doing great as well. Wow. So for the people who don't know, can you introduce yourself?
Well, yes, Ash, I am Princess Elmore. I am a SAG-AFTRA actress. I am a coach, an acting coach for the youth and adults as well, and also dibble and dabble in a little singing, mostly in church and different types of events for weddings, things like that. I haven't sung a lot lately, but yeah, it's still there. I think I still got it going on. But okay. I'm also a mother of 5 young men, 5 sons. All of them are grown. My youngest is 16, about to be 17 on the 21st of this month. And so that means I have no more babies, but I also have two granddaughters, and I am a wife, a loving wife of 27 years, been with my husband about 30 years. So, yeah, I think that's about it, Jalen.
Oh wow. Well, we wish your son a happy early birthday.
Thank
And
you.
okay, we got a lot to get into. So to
Do
get
it.
this started, what really brought you into the entertainment field?
Oh, that is a really good question. It goes back to when I was actually in elementary school. We were, they would have like the school plays, and I tried to get into them. I don't know why at that time, because I was really quiet. I was very, very quiet and bashful. I didn't like to say too much of anything. And but I always wanted to participate in different things. I was in the chorus, and then they would have all these different school plays. So I think I was probably maybe like in the third or fourth grade. We did a production around Black history, and I played the lead. It was I was a lead slave, and her name was Cowslip. I remember it was like it was yesterday. But after that, I actually knew that I wanted to do something in entertainment. And then as I grew older, I started going to all of Tyler Perry's stage productions and all other. Directors and producers that were doing stage plays back then. I was always having to be there. And I remember when I was grown then, and I was dating my husband. Now my husband was my boyfriend at the time, and I kept telling him, I was like, that's gonna be me on that
Okay.
stage. So it took just that long for me to actually figure out that that is exactly what I wanted to do. So it's been a minute. It's been some years, but I started on stage, and now been in TV and film for a few years, almost, probably about 10, maybe more, in just
Wow.
TV and film, but total, including stage, probably about 18, 19 years. So yeah,
That's
it's been a minute.
wow. Okay. Okay. So you said you were a shy, bashful kid. What really, I guess, helped break that shell?
You know what? It was hard to tell, because I remember my mom's sister, my aunt, and God rest her soul. But she used to always tell me, she used to look at me and she'll say, "Hey, princess," and I wouldn't say nothing. I would just, kind of back up and be behind my mom or my dad.
Mm.
And they were the only people I would talk to, and my oldest sister. And she would be like, "Cat, got your tongue?" And I just still look at her like she was crazy. I wouldn't say anything. I'm just like, no. But I guess when I started performing, and I guess just to hear the hand claps and everybody saying how much they enjoyed my performance, that kind of like relieved me, gave me a little bit of more confidence that, I can definitely do that. And it wasn't then. I also started singing in a lot of different groups, gospel groups, R&B groups, as I was a teenager and growing up. Growing up as a young adult, I did a lot of singing in different groups. It was like, Lord, I went from one group to the other. But then I just knew, I don't know when actually it happened, but I know I was pretty young, but it was like I just knew at that moment that I wanted to be in entertainment. I wanted to be in front of the screen. I've always wanted to be on a live stage, doing something to make people laugh, make people, feel good. And I can't even tell you the age. It just kind of like happened. I
Happened.
can't even tell you when.
Did you know that was going to be your main career, or was there something else that you thought of?
I did not, honestly. I worked at a bank for over 20 something years, and in financing and the financial department. So I really thought that I would be there until, I got ready to retire. So that was not in my mind. I knew it was something that I had to do and wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a passion, and it was something that I knew God had given me. So it took a while. It really did, for me to, I guess I didn't know how to go about it. So at the time, I wasn't thinking about it. I didn't have the contacts at that time. I didn't know anyone in the industry. I wasn't really familiar of how it all worked. It was just, I remember when I actually decided to go into TV and film and looking for an agent and all that. Um, I kind of felt, it's time for me to make a move. And then I started thinking, I've been in the industry been in banking for so long. I don't think that's what I wanted to do as far as to retire. It was something more that I had to do and wanted to do. And from that point, back in 2018 is when I really actually decided to go full time in TV and film. I was doing stuff, on the weekends and on the side of, if I had a day off, I try to squeeze in something. And if I booked it, I try to work some things out. But it was in 2018 that I actually quit my full-time job and said, I'm going all the way. I'm doing this full time. I didn't know how. I didn't know what was going to be what was going to be my circumstances. I just didn't know. I just said that it was something I finally wanted to do, and I knew I had to do it. Before I leave this earth, I was going to be a performer.
Okay. What was your first step when you, I guess, leaped out?
Oh, wow. My first step. Well, let me reverse. Let me go back a little bit. My first step is my son, my youngest son. He never had any classes in acting. But my husband came and said, well, there is this movie. They're looking for some kids to be featured in this film. And me, I was like, no, I don't want him to get involved in that. He's too young, blah, blah. At this time, he was probably like 6-7 years old. I was like, no, I don't want to. And it was around the spring break, and my son was going on spring break at the time. And my husband said, well, they got the auditions. Why don't we just go and try to figure it out? And I think I had a couple of days off. I was like, okay. I was like, let's go ahead. He might not get it anyway. Let's go on and go. So we took him to the audition. And I remember we went and sat in this room, and there was so many kids in there. It was like 50, 60 kids. And you knew the ones that had experience, right? And my son was just sitting there all just quiet. He was like just looking around, whatever. Like he's never been in an audition room, nothing. He's hadn't had any kind of experience or whatever. So they took us back. They interviewed him. They asked him some questions, all this good stuff. And they was like, okay, well, if we really like him, if the producer like him, director like him, whatever, we'll give you a call, and let you know. And they asked if he would be free the time of taping. I said, yeah, he's on spring break, no problem. So we left. We got a phone call that he had booked the role. So I was like, oh my God, he booked the role. And it was so shocking because he was doing stuff. I'm like, where did he get this from? Because he's never taken any classes or anything. Where did this come from? But he did book it. And being on set with him, I met actually George Pierre. I met my acting coach, my coach now. She's been my coach for over 10 years now. Coach Jana. She was a coach. She was a life coach, and her daughter was in the film as well. And she, my husband met her first and got her contact information. And then when I was on set with my son, I got a chance to talk to her. And the next thing you know, she was our private coach, mine's and my son's. And it went from there. And that was when I decided, hey, this is what I want to do. The TV and film thing is what I wanted to do. Now, stage, of course, I started that back in elementary, and then was doing things in church for, different stage plays and different performances we were having at church. But TV and film, that's when I actually decided I wanted to go on TV and film that same year, that same day that my son was on the movie. Oh my God, I can't even remember. Bad Dad Rehab. It was Bad Dad Rehab, and it was on TV One. And
so
that day is
when you.
Yes, he did. He really did. And just seeing the process, seeing how it works, being on screen and the cameras, how the producers, you have so much going on in the background as far as the crew and the everybody is working all the different cameras. It was amazing. And I was like, oh my God, this is how it works. It's totally different from stage, and just seeing everybody, the performers, the cast, everybody was amazing. And it just wheeled me in. And I'm telling you, I've had the fever ever since then.
Okay. 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 How did it feel when you were first on set for yourself instead of just seeing the ins and out?
Oh my God, I was so nervous, Jalen. I was so nervous. I just did not. Um, I just, I don't know if I felt a little bit intimidated because I didn't know what I was doing, but I had to pretend that I knew. I was like, Lord, what am I doing here? Am I doing the right things? Make sure I'm not looking at the camera. Make sure, my mind, make sure I'm staying in the character and not doing anything that I'm not supposed to do, because I really want to make sure that I be able to gain a relationship with the producer and director, and hopefully, they'll call me back. But the very first one was an indie film that I did, and it was a pretty actually it was let me see, it was a really small role. Like I don't even remember if I got paid for it. I think at that time I was just trying to get some footage and some
Yes.
screen time. You know how that works when we first start out. And that day I was just like very excited but nervous at the same time. But
Mhm.
it all panned out. I was nervous, but I was able to get it done. For me, I think that if I'm nervous a little bit, I'm able to focus and get it done
Yeah.
better than I ever expected majority of the time. But I've had some rough times on set as well. But that very
Yeah.
first time, I was very nervous but excited all at the same time.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. So how do you rate your, I guess, experience? How do you rate your acting from when you first got on screen to, I guess, maybe a year later?
Oh my God, that is so funny, Jalen, because me and my husband, we go back and we look at some different stuff that I have that when I first started, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Oh my God. Because like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. And I don't even think I had a coach at that time,
Mm.
and I just did not. It was horrible. But then I learned from it, because after that first project with the next one, I got a little bit more familiar with it, got a little bit more of how I'm supposed to be in tune with me as not actually acting, but doing my job as an actress. So
Yeah.
making it not look like I'm acting, but making it look more realistic, making it feel more natural, more grounded. But the first few times I have to say it was horrible. And I have like clips of it. And I'm just like, oh, I cringe every time I look at it because it was awful. But since I've had my coach, she was able to work with me so often, and how to break the ice, and to be more of a grounded actress and natural actress, and not actually acting but doing my job as an actress. There's a difference.
Yeah.
So the beginning was awful, but I got better. It got
Okay.
better and better and better, and now it's to the point where I can say, okay, it was
You
good.
got this. So when you first started, do you feel like you were more theater acting instead of on-screen acting, or was it just a little more nervous than normal?
Yeah, I was definitely a more theater actress at the beginning, because I was like really overdoing it. And when on TV and film, less is more on TV. And when you're on stage, you can just kind of like let it all out. You have to show all of those emotions. You have to just be, big, and you don't have to be big in TV and film. So yeah, I can definitely say when I first started, it was more of my theater talents and experience coming out more than it was with TV and film, because it's so different. It really is. And yeah, I have to say, yeah, I did a lot of theatrical performances when I first started out in TV and film. It was crazy. It was crazy. Please don't never ask to see those clips, because I don't want anybody to see them. They were crazy.
So during this time, were you still doing theater acting as well as film acting?
You know what? I did do a little bit. of stage while I was doing TV and film, but not a lot. And the only reason why is because God was good. I mean, I was staying busy. I was, still getting some work to come in. So it was kind of hard. Of course, with stage productions, it's a little bit more time consuming because,
Mm-hmm.
of course, you have to go to the
Rehearsal.
rehearsals. Like, yes, it was probably like 3 or 4 times a week. You're constantly having to rehearse there, and then with TV and film, you just got to learn your lines, be in the scene, and go and do what you got to do. So it wasn't so much time consuming on the TV and film side, so I had to kind of like gradually go away from stage.
Yeah.
So when I did do stage, it was season for TV and film, and like now is kind of hard because it's coming off a strike. It's like I was trying to do the stage before, and now it's getting ready to be back busy on the TV and film. So I have to choose and pick my times of doing stage. But I did at the beginning. I was doing both, but right now, unfortunately, I'm not able to do a lot of stage. But I love it. It's still a very high passion of mine. But when I can, I'm definitely trying to get back on it. Hopefully soon, or in 2024, I'll definitely be back on the stage, as
Okay.
well as still doing my thing on TV and film.
Okay. I'd love to see it. Love to see it. Also,
Absolutely.
you did just talk about the strike. How has the strike affected your career?
Um, it was hard. It was not having any work, especially when you were so used to having, of course, so many auditions coming in, and of course with the bookings, it was like last year, it was like back to back, back to back, back to back bookings on so many different things, and then all of a sudden it's dead. It's
Stop.
nothing going, everything just stopped. Exactly. And so it was hard. Financially, it was very hard too, but of course, being a union actor, we did have still the residual checks coming in from projects that we did. So that kind of like helped me afloat. And of course, me coaching as well kind of helped. And with me, I just had to try to find other things to do, to help ends meet. And it was rough because a lot of times I had to get my husband to see if he could pay some of these credit card bills that I wasn't able to take care of those for like almost 6-7 months that we was in this strike. So it was kind of rough.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It was
Yeah.
hard. It was hard. It really was. So I thank good God that we opened back up right before the strike ended. I had booked 2 projects back to back, so that was great.
Yeah.
Right at the end of it. So now we're back working. More auditions are coming in back to back, and it's been great. But yeah, during the strike, it was rough. It was rough. We're just grateful to be able to go back to work now. Period.
Now, also, when you say go back to work, you also texted me about a lot of upcoming projects that you're having, and
Hmm.
it's by the looks of it, it's looking pretty cool. And first off, before I get into that, I
Hmm.
see that you have been reoccurring in Chicago Med season 7
Hmm.
and Wicked City, which I've actually just recently interviewed the cast of. So,
Oh wow. Of
yeah.
Wicked City. Oh, I love that cast. I love everybody on Wicked City. Oh my gosh. And now the role that I was on the first season of Wicked City. So we're hoping that they will bring our characters back soon for season 3 when they return. We're just really praying, but that was a great role for me. I'm not sure if you were actually able to look at the entire thing. I don't know if you were able to really look at it.
Uh, my mom saw a little bit of it so far, so I'm pretty sure she saw you, but I'll see. I'll see.
But yeah, it's a really good show, and it was really great to work with all of them at Wicked City, and Dale Lewis actually, that is the director for Wicked City. I just finished working with him on another movie called Incision that is coming out in 2024. That is one of the movies I just finished up right at the end. Actually, we were actually still let me see. Yeah, we were still on strike during that one. But I was on set with Dale Lewis and Melissa Llewellyn. She was another producer of that one. That's also another director producer for Wicked City. So it was great to be able to work with them. Once you have that connection with producers and directors, and when they call you back for another project, it's always a blessing. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Wicked City. Hopefully coming back season 3. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Also, besides the paycheck and everything like that, how does it feel to be reoccurring on TV?
Oh man, Jalen, I love it. That is my goal, not to just be recurring, but hopefully find a home as a series regular. That is next on my list of things to do. We'll see when it happens and what God says about that. But that is definitely something that I am so looking forward to do, because it just seems like it's different when you're recurring, or when you're on any TV series or even a movie. If you have like more than a co-star role, to just be there amongst the cast and crew, you become family, and everybody gets to know who you are, and they get used to having you around. And then once it's all over, they're sad to see you leave and everything. And Chicago Med was one that was very dear to my heart, because the scenes actually I had with Guy Lockhart, that played one of the doctors on the show at Chicago Med. We found out, I think I was back at home, I think after the second episode that I did with Chicago Med, we found out that we are cousins. So that was great. Yes, that was amazing. I was so excited to hear about that. So we stay in contact with each other, and then I check in and see what he's doing on social media, and he vice versa. So it's really good to find, to know that we have family, because it was so crazy that we had such a good chemistry on screen, and we didn't know why until after the fact, and we found out, oh my God, we're kids. Yeah. So that was great. That was great. Like I said, you become family when you're able to stay a little bit longer. When you're a co-star, it's still a blessing, but you're there for a short period of time, or one day, and then you're gone. But when you get to come back and see the cast again, it's always a great thing. And of course, that's what we strive for as actors and actresses in the industry, to try to be there longer. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is one of the best things or best achievements? It doesn't even have to be some kind of award, but what's one of the best achievements that you ever had in the industry?
I would have to say my best achievement in the industry would be able to work on the historical film Teal. I know you heard me talk about my testimony at the Bosses and Bossettas last weekend, and I have to say that was my greatest and heartfelt achievement, because it was so how everything happened around me booking that and keeping the role on Teal. And then, of course, knowing the story about Emmett Till and his mom, Mamie. It was very historical, very heartfelt, just to be a part of that project, that it would definitely always go down in history. Everybody will always have something to say about it, and I have to say that was my greatest achievement, to be able to book that role on the movie Till, and to be able to keep it after being, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But when you just said Emmett Till, I heard it, and then when you said Emmett Till, it just really clicked for me, because actually the first thing I ever did for anything really interview media like was for a magazine, where I had to do a basically like a full 1 or 2 something page spread about Emmett Till.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, that was the first thing that really got me into JALEN Says It.
Yeah. That is amazing. And that is great. I mean, because it's Emmett Till, and just to know what he went through, what his mom went through, and how he was tragically killed, it's just so powerful. And the movement that his mom started because of how he was tragically killed, it's a lot. And just to have anything to do with that, knowing where we are today, and things are still trying to, to we're trying to still trying to get those things resolved, and to stop all of the violence, racism and all of that. When you come and look at everything that Emmett Till went through and his mom, basically to get the word out, it changed a lot of things throughout history, throughout, being an African American, male or female, and the things that we go through. So anything that deals with the past and things that we knew that were really, really dramatic. It was horrible. Yes. It's just to be a part of history is a great thing, so just that part, that's just being on set of Teal was, oh my God, it's such a powerful cast, Jalen. It was wow. It was wow, because what happens. So you go back and you see all the different scenes that is taking place there while you on set, and it's just like, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm here. How heartbreaking it is still such a blessing just to be a part of the project that centers around Emmett Till and his mom. Absolutely.
Have you, after that, ever tried to really do either something with entertainment or just something publicly with really talking about Black history?
I have not. I hope that I will get a chance one day to do that. I would definitely be open to it. I have not, though, been able to do anything to talk about Black history, or be an advocate for anything as far as Black history. I have not had a chance to opportunity to do that, but I'm hoping that I will one day. I'm always open to do different things as far as where we came from, everything that we had to go through, our ancestors had to go through, or anything about domestic abuse, or anything about just different certain things that I've always been kind of very passionate about it. Domestic abuse is one thing that I'm definitely very an advocate about, because I was involved, or was in a domestic abusive relationship when I was in college. So things like that I'm always open to do. So one day, talking about that, or talking about our history and Black history, and totally different things of where we used to be and where we are now, and we're still trying to work and make sure that we get the freedom that we do deserve. I'm always open to it. Hopefully something will come. We'll see. I'm always open though, Jalen.
But what really happened back in college? First off, I know a lot of people, not know personally, but I know about a lot of people who were in domestic abusive relationships, and it was kind of also a mind game to the abuser to really trick you into staying with them. So what gave you, I guess, the courage to leave? And
well, I didn't even have to make that choice. God did. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you how that actually happens. I was with a guy. I think we was together probably about probably like a little bit over a year or 2 years or something like that. We was in college together, and some things, just took place where he was my first actual boyfriend, I have to say, real one that I felt that I was in love with. And it was just a very rough relationship, even though, the whole thing wasn't rough. He was just a very jealous type person. So he would not allow me to talk to any other of a male species, But that went on for a while. But my relationship with God was very strong. So I kind of like, I remember myself praying. It's like, God, if this is not the relationship that I need to be in, pull me away from it, take me away. So I remember when I came home from college, and he decided to go into the service. And at that time, he came back on a break to visit, and he proposed, and I was, still gonna marry him. I was. And he asked my parents, for my hand in marriage. I had the ring, everything. But when he got home from college, and he didn't live in Georgia, he lived in another state where I went to school. So I'm not gonna say all of, where he was,
Yeah.
where we are in my school and all that good stuff. So he was there. So it was a long distance relationship. And what actually happened is he ended up getting involved with another woman. And so but I prayed about it. I kept saying, I told God, let me know if this is not the right relationship for me. Just let me know if I need to, just pull me out of it, take me out of the circle of him. Just let me get over it. So I was very hurtful. I was very hurt, rather. And I didn't know anything about it. His mom actually told me, because she loved me, and his mom told me that he was seeing another woman. I didn't know anything about it. Nothing. It's just all of a sudden he stopped answering my phone calls. He stopped calling me. All of a sudden it was just like he ignored me. And so I figured out, I called his mom just to see what was going on, seeing if he was okay, if it's something that I did. I didn't know what was going on, but that was it. And then finally after that, he called me. But this is a crazy thing. The night before I was getting ready to marry my husband, now he calls, and I was like, please. I know I was like, yeah, that's not working, sir. No. So, but anyway, I told him that I had already forgiven him. And plus I was, there's no way. And he was like, well, if you think about, if you decide not to marry, I was like, yeah, I doubt it. Yeah, no. I'm not going to change my mind. And that was the last time I spoke with him, the night before I married my husband. So that was like, 27 years ago.
Wow.
27 years ago. So that was something, and like I said, that's why I'm an advocate for it, because it is hard to leave an abusive relationship, especially when you think that you're in love with a person, especially when you think that you cannot get out. There's nothing else better for you out there. You just don't know what to do and how to get out of it. But like I said, God gave me the strength. I did not have to. I was hurt. I was very hurt, because I was not planning on leaving him. Didn't nobody know that I was getting abused. I think I told my sister shortly after we broke up. I told my sister, and I never told my parents until I was grown. I was in my 30s when I told my parents of what happened with that relationship. But I just thank God that I was one of the blessed ones that I did not have to worry about, going through the process of really being beaten down in the hospital or almost, dead or something like that. God ended that thing. Even because I was so young then. I was 18, 19 years old and didn't know how to get out. And like I said, he asked me to marry him. I was going to marry him still the same. But once I kept praying to God and just asked him, just take me out of it. He did. He did. So everything happens for a reason. That's why I say God has a purpose for our life. Any and everything that happens, God always has a purpose for it. And guess what? He will pull you out. All you got to do is continue to have faith in him and know that he's going to pull you out to whatever situation that you're not supposed to be in, because he got too much work for you to do. You ain't got time for that craziness. So yeah, he pulled me out of that one. He sure did. And I'm so grateful.
Amen to that. Wow. But this story revolved around your college years, and on your resume, I did see that you're a computer technic. I think that's what. But you, I saw something on your resume that involved computers. So was that something that you studied with in college, or?
A lot. Well, well, I can't remember what I have on that resume. My, computer literacy. I can't remember what I have on there, to be honest. But yeah, majority of my computer experience came from when I was working at the bank. And also my husband, he is now a Lord have mercy, my mind is blank tonight. He is a oh my gosh, why is my mind blank? Well, anyway, he works for a computer company. He was a computer Lord have mercy, he's gonna kill me. He was like, how in the world you forget what I do? A project manager for a for a company that always deal with he's in IT. So a lot of stuff I learned from my husband, with him training me how to do stuff. He actually was the one that trained me how to edit my own stuff auditions and to do everybody else auditions and all that stuff, because I didn't know how to use the software, and I knew he was so busy majority of the times he couldn't do it. So I was like, listen, you're gonna have to show me how to do it, because I got to get these auditions done. And where we stay here in Georgia is not a lot of not a lot of people that do self tapes around in my area. They're kind of far away. It's like an hour away or something. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I have too many auditions be traveling that far every time I have an audition, and sometimes I get back to back auditions. I said, I got to figure this out. So he taught me how to use my software, and now I even do reels for people, for actors. I do different little announcement flyers for actors, all kind of stuff, because he showed me exactly how to do it and how to work my way around this laptop and this desktop thing. I got it down packed, Jalen.
Got it down pat.
I got it down packed. But yeah, that's how I learned to do a lot of my stuff in computers and stuff. I'm still learning, but I know how to do enough to get around and to do what I need to do, especially for me and other people that may need stuff like self-tape auditions and acting reels and all that good stuff. Yeah, I can hook you up.
So how long have you been hooking people up with all this reels and stuff like that?
Oh my gosh. With the reels, you know what? I actually started to really do them probably like last year. Just last year with just acting reels, but now I've learned how to do different things like putting covers on them. I've actually done my most recent one because I had my other one done by another young lady, and she's absolutely amazing. But I started getting more footage in, and I was like, man, I can't fit all this on this reel, and it's already done. I need to learn how to do this so that I can do a second reel. So my second reel, my most recent one, I've actually done. I think it's out on my social media pages. A lot of stuff I can't share, like Chicago Med and stuff, because NBC will block it or they'll mute it. So I can always share a lot of my footage on my reel. So I have to, do something kind of like, just to be out there so people know what I'm doing and can do. So I actually just started reels and announcement flyers. It used to be a person that everybody would go out and ask him to do our announcement flyers when we've booked the project. He's no longer doing them. So I was like, hey, I need something. I need some flyers for myself. So I started doing those for people. And I'm still kind of learning my way around with that. But hey, I'm always trying to be creative and doing stuff. I eat, sleep, everything I do in the industry. I really do. Every day is something new that I'm coming up with. But yeah, I think probably like about a year I've been doing like the reels and all that good stuff. Yeah.
All right. Now we've gone over acting, we've gone over theater, we've gone over computers, we've gone over a lot of stuff, but also you are a singer and you also are a coach. But before we get into coaching, you said you were into a lot of groups, your gospel, R&B, switching all around. What brought you into really being a part of all these groups?
Well, I've always loved to sing. I've been singing since I was probably like in kindergarten. I was always in the school chorus, in different choirs, and at first, actually, I thought that that's what I really wanted to do, was be a singer. And so I was always singing at different places, always led songs in my church choir, and then also just doing all different auditions for different groups. We had a girl group called Deja Vu. I think at that time, I think I was probably like 19, 20. And I mean, it was four of us. Oh my God. And we could harmonize and sing circles around so many people. But then, we had gotten in contact with some people in the industry, and they wanted to start another group. And so in this group though, they could only get 2 girls from our group to join. And so that didn't last long because they chose 2 other girls, and then that group just went, unfortunately, to the wayside. And then gospel groups, I was in so many gospel groups. I really were. But it just wasn't anything that I felt that I wanted to stay with. I tried it. I did it for a while. It was great. But it was just something that just did not last for long. But I was in the groups for at least for a few months or so. And we would just go to different churches and sing, and it was great. But of course, then when my acting career started to take off, I kind of like just didn't do a lot of the group things. And then I was like, maybe I need to do something solo. And I even got my solo. My brother-in-law actually was my manager when I was doing solos. And I actually got a few tracks that I did, a few singles that I did back in the day. Sometimes I use them for stuff if I post on social media. Nobody knows it's me. But yeah, I did some stuff, some singing and doing some different stuff. With my man. Well, now he's my brother-in-law, but at the time he wasn't. He was just a good close friend that he was managing me. But then after he married my sister, that went downhill. He didn't want to manage me no more. I always tease him about that. But yeah, I did it. I was singing for a while. So now, yeah, only time I sing now is I used to be in the church choir, but of course, like I said, my career started to take off, so I didn't have a lot of time to go to the rehearsals and stuff with the church choir. So now I just sit in the congregation with everybody else. And now if I do sing, I'm singing at a wedding, unfortunately, funerals, especially funerals for the family. I always get asked to sing a solo for the family funerals, which, oh my gosh, it's heartbreaking. But of course, I'm always honored to do it if they ask. And that's basically it, Jalen. But yeah, I love to sing. Absolutely love to sing. Hopefully I still got some pipes that I can keep on doing it on the side or on a stage play or something.
You still got it.
Yeah, I did a lot of singing in stage plays too.
Okay.
Mhm.
So musical. Like, all
Yeah.
right. All right.
Mhm.
Now, also, you are a coach.
I am a acting coach under the Artistic Heights Academy, which my coach is over, actually, is under her program. So I coach young adults as well as adults with through the introduction of the Chubbuck technique, which of course covers emotions. Again, it covers on how to be more natural, more grounded, to dig deep into things that you have already encountered in a realistic life, meaning that your emotions come from a real place. So I've done a lot of those virtual, because a lot of my students don't live here in Georgia. They live out of state, but I have done some in person at my coach's studio. Actually, she's getting ready to move into a new studio now, so we're really excited about that. But majority of the time I have coached virtual. And that was actually really, really heavy, especially when we were going through the pandemic. And everybody still needed that coaching time. So yeah, I am a coach for adults acting that and their children that wants to be actors, or their parents think that they are inspired and could be great actors, and young actors as well. So yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I love it. So anybody's out there that's listening, tune in. You need an acting coach. Hey, look me up.
Okay. I know you just said you love it, but what brought you to really want to be a coach?
Because you know what, I get so many people that would reach out to me, or how you young guys say, they'll DM me and ask me so many questions about how I got into the agents, how I got into the industry, how you go about getting a talent agent, and all that good stuff. And now I will have to break it down. You just cannot, if you have no experience, trust me, you can't just get an agent because you feel that you want to be an actor. It takes hard work. You have to study. You have to have a coach. You have to really know what it is to be an actual a great actor, actresses, or just get a chance to even get into the industry or actually get booked for anything. So with me doing that and knowing that God has blessed me to be able to give back any way that I can and just really share everything that I have been through and went through within the industry, I'm willing to do it. So anybody that I can help to see them grow and to be amazing actors and actresses out there, and to definitely get to different levels in their acting career, that's what I'm here for. And I'm definitely always down for helping others. We have to help each other, because a lot of times, it's like everybody's trying to get to this certain place level and feel that they can't help anybody else. But we're in this together, and it's room for each and every one of us, whether you're young or old. So I try to do exactly that.
And like you did say a little bit earlier, you did say you can't just walk up to an agent and get one, because
Right.
even for the agents, it's auditions,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
managers, they have to see that you're doing something to be worth
Mm-hmm.
managing.
Yeah, you got to have a resume. You got to have a resume, just like you going on a job interview. You already have to have experience in that field, right? So you got to have experience in, in being an actor or an actress. You got to have experience. You just can't go and say, "Oh, okay, I want to be an actor. How do I get a talent agent?" Well, it don't work like that. Trust me.
You got to get some experience.
You got to have some experience first. And that means you need to get a private coach. You need to go and do some classes, all of that good stuff. It has to be done, because if not, then yeah, it's going to be harder than what you think. This is not an industry that is a really easy industry. And a lot of people just don't know that. They think it's really easy for us to get into and easy to see us. So they see the easy part, Jalen, when we're on TV and all these different shows and stuff, but they don't know exactly what we have to go through to actually get on that screen. It's a lot of work. And it's not easy at all. So, but like I said, I'm willing to work with, anybody that needs it and very passionate about it, because this is work and sacrifice. So you have to, if you're not passionate about this, yeah, think about it, pray about that thing before you decide to go into it, because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of sacrifices and a lot of money that comes out of your pocket before you start making the money, Yeah.
So with this incredible passion with acting, what do you want to really achieve?
Well, what do I want to achieve would be so many different things. But for me to actually sum it up, is what I want to achieve is to be known. And I don't mean being superstar actor. I don't even need that type of status. I just want to be able to do what I love to do. And that is to perform. Let people smile, give them something to think about, even make them mad, because I've played some roles that you just not gonna like me in, and I got some coming up that you might not like me in.
It's very impressive when you're able to play a good person and a good villain.
Exactly. And I have played a villain. Yeah, I have, like the movie In Love, Marry, Kill. So with me, what I want to get from this is to actually be able to get to the point where I said that I'm good. I'm good. I'm working every day. That's why I said my next chapter would be a TV series role where, I know I'm always going on set, because I love it. I love the atmosphere. I love just being my trailer. I just love being the trailer, just having to be there, actors and actors that love it just as I do. And I just want to be able to say,
oh wait, can you repeat that real quick, because it kind of went out for a second?
Yeah, you see that. I think it's that going down. Yeah, I just want to be able to be known that I'm okay, that I've done all. That I've done what needs to be done as far as being an actress. And I paused again and keep an eye on me. It keeps turning, so I want to make sure we get it all.
But I think she's having a little bit of technical difficulties. But if you guys did not hear, what she really said was she really wants to be known as she could do it all. She can do this. She could be a good character. She could be a bad character. She could be a conflicting character. She could be emo character. She really just wants to be able to do it all. Is that what you said?
Yes, I want to be able to do it all, to be able to play any role that is out there good for me. I love a challenge. So I want to be able to do all around everything, so that when I am up for bigger roles, that they can call and say, oh yeah, Princess, I think she'll be able to handle that, you know? And so in order for me to do that, I have to, of course, continue to work at my craft, continue to be coached as well. Even though I'm a coach, I still need to be coached myself, and just be successful. I want to be successful, and I want to be consistent, and I want people to see who I am and know that when they are ready to hire me or think about hiring me, that I will get the job done. To sum it up.
So what do you want to leave as your legacy to those around you, your kids, and basically those who admire to be you?
I want to leave as my legacy to my kids and my grandkids is that I'm a hard worker. I never give up. I'm always pressing to do more and more and more, to increase my creativity, to make sure that my talent is above what I did my last movie. I always want to make sure that I'm better than what I've done, the project that I've done prior to my next one coming up, and then my next one out of that. I want them to know that I work hard. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for them, especially my kids and my grandkids, to know that I've done all this so that you can see that Gigi and Mama never gave up, that she continues to strive to be the best that she can be, so that they can continue to strive and be the best that they can be and be successful. That is the main thing that I want to leave a legacy. Never give up, no matter what the trials and tribulations, no matter what the struggle is. Continue to walk. I'm at Elmore, and we always say Elmore is never give up. We keep on pressing.
And with having 2 grandkids, I'm pretty sure you said, and 5 sons.
Yes.
I saw in your resume that you can do cooking and you can do baking. Now, as a mother, I know cooking's a given, but baking. What made you want to start doing that as well?
Well, my dad, my mom and my dad. My dad taught me how to cook. I think at that time I was like 13. And I love it. I love cooking. But he always, the thing that he always said is like, you know what, you have to learn how to cook. So that one day you'll get married and have children, you'll be able to cook for your children, your husband and your children. So he would always teach me something new. It got to the point where when I got older, they would go to work, come back, come home, and I've already made dinner for them. The baking, I have to say, I started doing that after I got married, just, because I knew my husband liked certain desserts. He is a junk food addict. I'm telling my husband loves some desserts. If he's listening now, I don't know if he's listening or not, but he just all the time. So I knew one of his favorite desserts at the time when we first started. I think after we got married, I think that when we first got married was sweet potato pie. And so he used to tell me that his grandmother used to make the best sweet potato pies. I was like, oh yeah, my grandmother did too. And she actually gave me a recipe. And also I had a cousin, Dean, that we would go over to her house, and she was always baking too. And me, I guess it was just one of those gifts that I had, because I just love to bake. I just wanted to cook or bake. So even when we go and spend the night, all the other kids would be playing and stuff. I'm in the kitchen trying to see how I can make these biscuits from scratch in this sweet potato pie. So when we got married, I hadn't really tried it on my own, but when we got married, I'll just go in the kitchen and start experimenting with stuff. And I started making sweet potato pies, and started making lemon pound cakes and sour cream pound cakes and red velvet cake and German chocolate. Anything, I would just start making them. And then even around the holidays, this past Thanksgiving, I think I made 3 cakes.
Wow.
6 sweet potato pies, and a banana pudding. Now, my banana pudding is very simple. I know when I was with my other agent at the time, she would always get me with every time we had some event with the agency, I would have to make that banana pudding, and so everybody just absolutely loved it. So I mean, I guess because I just love, and like I said, I have a big family, and I have these young men, and now they're grown, but at the time, kids, I had to feed them. So and I wanted to also be able to give them some sweets and stuff like that. So I would just always be in the kitchen. I also have a cooking show on YouTube that I started in the during the pandemic called Southern Cooking with Princess, and I have some stuff out there. But of course, once the industry and everybody started opening back up, I didn't get a chance to put anything else out there. But it's a few things out there now. My double crusted apple cobbler and double crusted peach cobbler is out there
Okay.
as far as dessert. So yeah, I love it, Jalen. It's just something I really, really love to do. So if I'm not on set, I'm cooking or I'm baking, and now I'm trying to do some healthier stuff because of course we're trying to get this weight off and actually keep it off. So I'm trying to do more than just all the cakes and stuff now, but I still do the, especially around the holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Yeah, my mom
Yeah.
she already wants stuff for me to do for Christmas, and I told her we're actually going to be in South Africa for a few weeks, leaving next week. And so I told him, I said, we get back 2 days for Christmas. I was like, I don't think I can make a cake and banana pudding, but I can probably do either or. you know. So, but I love it. I love it. And people, when they say they enjoy my cooking, then I just keep on doing it. And enjoy my baking, I just keep on doing it. So it's just something I just happen to go in the kitchen and just start doing.
Wow.
I just started doing it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, sadly, our time is closing to an end. But before we get off, I gotta know, when you're not acting, when you're not cooking, when you're not baking, when you're not coaching, when you're not singing, what do you do to just relax?
Oh my God. My husband likes to travel. So we are always going somewhere. And like I said, we are heading to South Africa next week. So I love spending time with my granddaughters. One granddaughter is in Kansas, so I don't see her as often. But my youngest one is here, so she's here a couple of days per week. And so if we're not traveling, my granddaughter's here. She's like 9 months now. So she is into everything, trying to walk and crawl and pull, and she wants to grab onto everything. So she is always keeping us busy. So when I'm not working and when I'm not cooking, I'm enjoying my time with my granddaughters, with my kids, and especially my husband. Since we're older now, he just wants to travel. So we never stay at home. We always gone somewhere. Always. We're never sitting still. But we have to enjoy life. So I just like to enjoy life and enjoy my family.
Hey, all right. Now, thank you first and foremost for coming on. But before you get off, can you tell the audience where we could follow you, where we can find more information about your upcoming projects and things that matter?
Oh, absolutely. Please check me out on Facebook. It's just Princess Elmore. It may be Princess LaShawn Elmore. I think I have two on Facebook. So just Princess LaShawn Elmore or Princess Elmore. I have two accounts on there. Instagram, I am Princess Elm. I am Princess Elm, ELM. The first three letters of my last name on there. And on Twitter, I am Princess Elmore. And so I'm real easy. It's just my name. I don't do anything anything hard. And I'm also on TikTok. I know Jalen, I see you guys on TikTok. So I'm on TikTok as well. I think it's Princess Elmore there too. So please, guys, follow me, check me out. And yeah, majority all of those is where I post my upcoming projects and everything that I'm involved in. And of course, I will be doing like some short videos and stuff about trip to South Africa as well. So hey, yeah, check me out, and please, definitely, you guys follow me, and I'll definitely, when I see your name, I'll follow you back.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on today.
Well, thank you, Jalen, for having me. It's been awesome. Time went by too fast, though.
Yes, it did. But thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for just giving some advice to those out there. I really appreciate it.
Well, no problem. No problem. Thanks again for having me, and you guys have a great night.
Yes, and you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
And thank you to the wonderful audience out there in the audience. Thank you. I love it too, but thank you for coming on. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, share, like, subscribe. Please do so. It really supports me, really helps me. It really helps me grow my channel. It really helps me really just do a lot more with my channel. So please like, subscribe, share. It means a lot. Yes, thank you, Queen Princess. Thank you so much. And also, thank you to my fantastic sponsors. First off, we have On Time Sunwear, sunwear that's always on time, reliable, incredible sunwear, and please make sure to support them. Mr. Eddie Bell, support him, support him. He has some incredible sunwear that he's selling. Also, the Mitchell's Academy of Music and Dance, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about when they're teaching you. So if you have a passion for music, please call them. Please check them out. I've been with them for a while and I've seen some improvements. So please, if you have a passion for music, call them. Also, Tropical Flavor, Caribbean restaurant. Incredible flavor, incredible food. And I told you guys this last time, but the fish was like as big as a table. I don't know where they find fish like this, but it was huge. It was crispy. It was tender. It was savory. It was delicious. So if you guys do have any Caribbean taste buds on you, please check it out because you will be wowed. You will be wowed. Also, Air Sound Agency. Again, if you are getting somewhere in the industry and you want to get, I guess, even more auditions, even more support, please check them out because they know what they're doing. I've been getting a ton of auditions when I'm with them. So check them out. Also, Flame Entertainment. Now, she is wonderful. She knows what she's doing. She's been through the ins and outs of this industry. She's an incredible manager. She manages a lot of good people, and she will make them get even further in the industry. So if you are in the singing industry or industries of the sorts, please check her out because she knows what she's doing. Also, upcoming this Sunday, I am doing a little, well, I wouldn't say little, but I'm doing a sale, and I'm actually going to be selling some sweet potato pies. So please check it out. I'm pretty sure on my Facebook page there will be some information with it. Also, Dream Academy, if you guys do remember last summer, it was the Haunted Eye High School. It was a fun thing. So if you guys did see the YouTube, you know, it was fun. But hey, if you are in the area, please check it out because I'm going to be selling some sweet potato pies and giving out some information on some things as well. So check it out. I'm really excited to make these pies as well. So also, thank you guys for coming on. Please, again, support my sponsors because they are supporting me. So please check them out. Please check them out. It means the world to me and them. Check them out because you will be surprised. You will be wowed. So check them out. Also, look at this. Look at this. Let me see if I can get to the green screen right here. It's kind of shiny, so kind of reflecting everything. But look at this. All Star. See that? Yeah, so if you guys, let me see if I can pull up a picture actually before I go. All right, let me see if I can pull this one up. If you guys do remember the Bosses and Bossettas Awards, I did receive one. Look at me getting into my award right there. It was incredible. It was fantastic. It was fun. Yeah, I met a lot of people that I knew before, but I've met in person, Miss Gail, a lot of people that I even knew. It was incredible. It was an incredible experience. Thank you. Look at that. Let me see if I can zoom in. Let me see it. The green screen keeps messing up. Yeah, but if you can't see, it says, look at that. It says JALEN Aliyu, Youth Mogul, General Bosses and Bossettas 2023. So, hey, thank you guys for all your support. It means a lot. And yeah, get ready for the next interview next time. And hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. I know it's you guys soon, but it's the holidays. All the Christmas songs are on the radio, all of that. So I guess everyone's in a merry spirit. But thank you guys again. Thank you guys for all the support. Stay tuned. Peace.